What's going on, y'all? So Zach Wilson is benched. I am not surprised. I was never big on him to begin with. My first impression of Zach Wilson, I believe, I think it was like man, what was it, like North? No, not North, like a Southern Illinois team that was like undefeated. It was one of them little low teams. It was like a Coastal Carolina. It was one of them teams that BYU faced in his final year. That was my first impression. I was like, okay, let me see the hype on Zach Wilson. I did not see the hype, and they lost that game. Now, a quarterback who's supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, who's supposed to be that guy, does not or should not lose that game. We got to be real, right? All the good quarterbacks that's him, that's made for it, they show you. For instance, you seen it with Joe Burrow, right? People doubted Joe Burrow, but one thing's for sure, you couldn't deny Joe Burrow because he was clutch and he was that guy. Dak Prescott, he showed it at Mississippi State, beating LSU. He showed that he was that guy. Even though I'm not too fond of Tua Tagovailoa, what did he do in Alabama? As soon as they benched Jalen Hurts, what did he do? Throw that game winner over the top, right? So in big plays, right? If you're supposed to be a big time player, right? Especially in college, go to the NFL. Big time players make big time plays in big games, right? He didn't make no big time plays. He looked horrible to me, right? And I didn't seen him on other occasions before he got to the league. I was not impressed. Now, I wasn't thoroughly following him, right? I didn't hear about him till his last year. You playing at BYU. You supposed to be dominating that competition at quarterback. To me, he didn't, right? If he wasn't really throwing nothing that was like wide open, if he wasn't really doing nothing with his legs, he just seemed mediocre. But it was college though, right? He's a good college quarterback, but a horrible NFL quarterback, right? Does he have some talent? Yes, he does. But Kyler Murray got talent, right? Look at Kyler Murray, right? And he ain't more talented than Kyler Murray, for sure, right? The locker room don't want him. The coaching staff don't want him. That's very horrible for a quarterback because one thing's for sure, you're supposed to be that captain, the leader, and evidently you are not a good leader. So therefore, the Jets are not rocking with you. You don't hold yourself accountable. It's like you just out there collecting a check like Kyler, which is cool, but you playing the wrong game. You playing the wrong position to be collecting a check, right? Because you supposed to be like the heartbeat of that offense, heartbeat of that team, right? The leader. That's my quarterback. That's who I know that got my back. That's who I know will make plays when it's time. Especially if somebody that was drafted the way that you was drafted and you have came up short every single time. You have shown no improvement since you first got in the league till now. As soon as that tape got out on you, it was over, right? You don't show the ability to want to get better or even get better. If Tua can thrive, you should be able to thrive, right? So is the Jets probably the ideal environment for him, especially now? No, he got to go now. He lost the locker room. He lost the coaches. Somebody got to trade for him. He'll get another opportunity for sure, right? But like I said, I just never was big on him as a quarterback, and it shows. And now the Jets see what I'd seen before he came out, So he just maybe just one of them quarterbacks who just don't pan out, May have the ability, may have the legs, may be able to throw a ball, but that don't make you a good quarterback. People was talking about Joe Burrow, you feel me, and some of the, physical characteristics that he had, but we know that Joe Burrow is a bad boy. Joe Burrow went to that Super Bowl real quick. You got to be a bad boy to lead a Bengals team, though, to the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying, right? So it's just not in him, y'all. He's trash. Let's just be real. He's just trash. But that's all I got to say about, Zach Trash Wilson. But anywho, man, y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. We up out of here.